What's new, crew? If you're new, my name's Cassandra. Thanks for taking time out of your day to hang out with me today. We are doing one of your guys' favorite videos, which is a normal mom doing normal things. My day always starts after I get my school-aged kids on the bus, heading out to do chicken chores. If I'm lucky, my two little kids are usually still sleeping at this point. After the time change, though, that isn't always necessarily the case. So I try to run out here as soon as I possibly can in the morning, even if that means doing it before my big kids get off the bus. It kind of depends on the day and how on my game I am. We have to come out and let the ducks and the chickens out, dump out all the frozen water, which is so cold this time of year, refill everything, giving everyone lots of drinks, all the things, the little pond that we have for the ducks. And then I have to head out and pull out meat for dinner. I also pulled out some extra meat this day because I want to make some burger patties to get in the freezer ahead of all of the school breaks we're going to have with the kids and all of the things. They're just going to be really nice to have prepped and in the freezer. Of course, everyone's day starts with dishes, right? And this is me realizing that the dishwasher was never started the night before. So I just finished loading up what I could, hand washed the rest of the dishes, and gave my counters a good wipe down. This particular morning, I had to pull up my bench scraper and give my counters a good scrape. My counter was full of little glue and glitter and things. We had some craft projects we had to do for homework for the kids the night before, so my counter was super sticky. And I finished wiping everything else off, my stove. Obviously, we did not do a very good closing shift the night prior, but sometimes that happens. And you guys, we have a real chat for a second? When did it turn into spending an hour every night doing homework with 8-year-olds? I physically do not understand. My husband and I were talking about this, and it's not like it takes us an hour to do all three of the big kids' reading and homework and signing the things we need to sign every night. I'm talking like an hour of active homework. And I just do not understand. I don't get it. I don't understand why kids have to spend 8 hours a day at school and then come home and spend the entire night just doing more reading and more homework and then eating, showering, and going to bed. I just don't like it at all. Anyways, I just wanted to give my laundry room a quick reset, not as deep as it truly needs, but it was enough to make me feel better for the day, and that counts as a win, right? This hallway here is the vein of my existence. It's such a teeny tiny hallway. It has the pantry in it, and it leads to the garage. This hallway is so teeny tiny and always full of just stuff. It ends up as a landing zone, but eventually, I think my husband and I were in the process right now of figuring out an addition for the house for next spring. It's in the works. We're kind of researching. We found a construction company, and now it's just about drawing up the plans and figuring out if we really want to do that. But if we did, my pantry would be somewhere else, and I think that would solve a lot of the issues. It's just adding enough square footage to the house where things will hopefully function better in our living areas and things. Another thing I had to do was clean up the fridge. It actually wasn't that bad. So there's that. I only had to pull out 2 things of scraps, and those went out to the chickens. As a large family, I always have laundry to do, and I'm almost always behind on laundry as well. We do have 2 laundry rooms now, one on each floor of the house, which is fantastic. It's one of those little things that makes my life so much easier. I love it. I love it so much. So I went ahead and worked on laundry on our second floor to go ahead and get that taken care of. And that's 99% my husband's stuff, my stuff, and some of the baby's stuff ends up in here because baby is sleeping in our bedroom with us. So sometimes that means sheets and, evening blowouts, nighttime blowouts, or changes and things. All of that stuff ends up down here. And it felt so good to get this taken care of. This laundry is the laundry that gets taken care of the least and is the most likely to get backed up, just because I always prioritize the kids' stuff, and it just felt good to get this taken care of. Absolutely love that. Eventually, this whole closet needs to be gone through. All of our clothes need to be decluttered. My husband and I are on a carnivore journey. We've both lost significant amount of weight, but we're waiting to go through it until we both reach our goal weight to go ahead and kind of get rid of things. This is maybe not so much normal, but because I do YouTube and Vlogmas is coming up, I had to go ahead and do some editing and some thumbnails and description boxes and things. Normally, I never have to do this during the day. I wake up at like 5:30 every morning, and that usually gives me enough time to go ahead and work on all of my YouTube stuff before my kids even wake up. But because I'm gearing up for Vlogmas and trying to get ahead on videos, sometimes that means in the afternoon I end up working on some of those things so that I can get extra videos out ahead of time, and it makes Vlogmas so much less stressful. I also went ahead and got some sourdough starting. This day I was experimenting with some sourdough rolls. I'm kind of recipe testing ahead for Thanksgiving and Christmas, so very excited about that. I will keep you guys updated on how these go. Right now, as I'm doing this voiceover, I have some in my freezer and I have some rising on my counter. So we're going to see how they bake fresh and how they bake after being frozen, if they rise well, if they're going to be good to prep ahead and use as one of my freezer convenience meal things that I absolutely love. Another thing that I did this day that I actually didn't film, I do have a short on it, is I made some crock-pot caramel ahead for the holidays. We love that in cream cheese frostings, cinnamon rolls. We use it as turtles. I use it in my homemade coffee creamer a lot. And I only had about half a jar left of homemade caramel. And heading into the holidays, that is just not going to be a thing. So I had to make some extra crock-pot caramel. That YouTube short is actually already up if you wanted to go look for that. It's a super simple recipe and absolutely fantastic. Turns out great every single time, and we were definitely going to need that heading into the holidays. I'm loving experimenting with sourdough, so if you guys have some good recipes, please leave them down below for me, because I'm just trying everything. I'm trying a new recipe every couple of days and really finding out what I like, and it's just been fun, especially now that things are starting to slow down a little bit. The garden's done and kind of winter is approaching. We haven't had a real snow yet, but all the cozy winter slow days are kind of coming up, and I love to take those days to try new things and recipes and things. This is what our crock-pot caramel ends up looking like after it is done. I absolutely love it. It's fantastic. I make this every year. And thank you guys so much for just hanging out with me today. A normal mom, doing some normal things, dishes, laundry, just kind of getting it done for the household and finding kind of a new routine as winter sets in. And like I said, things just get a little bit slower. So I hope wherever you guys are, you're having a fantastic day, and I will catch you guys in another video.